smoke would fill the night. We just roll right through stop signs.
You are one of the very first people that I ever met in Bremerton.
Sweet.
Oh my god, you are a floating face
I know. It's great, right?
in a
Alison.
in a world of darkness. It's kind of poetic. Welcome to Reviving Alison Rose. I'm interviewing you because I like you. I think you're neat. You and I met about 2 years ago. Can you believe that? 2 fucking years?
It's weird.
We all met at
Yeah.
Cookies.
Yeah. And like both of you have been in like we're in some fucking holes when I met you both, and you both have done amazing for yourselves.
Aw, thanks, Rye. I don't feel like I've done amazing, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Doing really well. Like you got 4 jobs, you're kicking ass. Like you guys have both done so amazing since I met you. Like I just wanna, since it's Reviving Alison Rose, I want to build you up a little bit because like you don't give yourself the credit you're due.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. Rye Prosciutto is what I call you, which in fact is not your name.
When I own a bar, that's gonna be a sandwich.
Ooh, a Rye. I'll take a grilled Ryan Prosciutto. Tell me what you love the most about yourself.
I'm a narcissist, so I'm fucking awesome. Like,
Are you? God damn it, narcissists love me.
yeah, I know. That's why we
Are
hang
you
out.
really
I don't-
diagnosed?
I think I've never been diagnosed it. I joke around about hating myself all the time too. So
What do you love about yourself? Narcissist
I-
aside.
I think I'm fucking hilarious, so I really like that. Like I seem to make people laugh when I'm not on stage. That's a hard question because you never really think about it.
You know what? It's not a hard question, especially if you're a narcissist.
So there's nothing to not love.
Give me the top 3.
I'm funny as my own. I make myself laugh. I like my creativity and stuff. I don't use it as often as I should, but I'm good at finding creative solutions for problems.
Can you give me an example of?
Just like when I do like my nerdy shit and play D&D, I'm always coming off with something like off the wall. Like I'm really good at like throwing together some random shit into a cup, and people love it, and I can get rid of like bottles that have been sitting there forever. And it's like, yo, look here, fucking boom, here we go. I'm good at like just coming up with like some kind of off the wall solution to like whatever the problem is.
So
It's
you're
like
a problem solver.
it's like the way I look at it is like being a creative problem solver is like bullshitting in real life.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here's a problem. Well, this is an easy way to solve. Like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you're just slapping some shit together. People are like, that's fucking genius. And like it's like bullshitting with actions. 3, I'm like 90% of the time not a dick, so I'm kind of proud of that.
Hold on. This is Ryan Prosciutto we're talking about, right?
Like, I mean, I'm a pretty nice, caring person.
Okay, tell me more about this.
I mean, I have some like smart ass comments and jokes I'll say. And like when I'm really drunk and shit, like I suck. That's the other 10% right there.
Okay.
But like for the most part, you could ask any of my friends. I will stand up for like spiders and bugs and shit.
Oh.
Like after it goes like, oh my god, there's a spider killed. I'm like, man, let the fucking dude. He's eating bugs to pay his rent. Like he's fine. He's contributing more to rent here than you are.
Okay, Ryan.
Froze with there it is. Yeah, like the goofiest face, the look on your face when the video froze. It was awesome.
What was it? Imitate it.
You're like. Oh, side note, real quick.
Yes, I love you, Rai.
I love you too, Alison.
I'm so glad we're friends.
Me too. I'm glad we work together.
Sometime. I'm glad we work together and we're friends. You're great. What are the things that hinder you from reaching your goals in life?
I'm lazy as fuck.
Okay, laziness.
Like lazy as like. There's a lot of times I'm like, man, I should really do this. So I'm like, I'll get around to it when I get around to it.
Okay, and what do you think drives the laziness?
I don't know. I've never liked the idea of like working or like I always got something going on. I'm like a go do shit type of person. So when it's like, oh, I should probably really clean my fucking room, it's like normally like, fuck that, I could do this instead. That's way more
Okay.
fun. I have wavering confidence in myself in a way.
Tell me more about that.
Like when it comes to like anything like creative or like whatever, I think it sucks. Like personally, I'm all like harsh on like anything I do.
Really?
But and like
Even things that
like
you have confidence in?
yeah, like like if I'm painting something, I'm like, I'm not like how's this turning out, or if I'm drawing something, or like even like sometimes when I write jokes, like I'll have like stand up, I'll have like a bunch of jokes written down, and I'm like I'll be up there, I'll like tell like one or two, and like they're not as great or didn't get a good response. I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck this, like abandon.
So you get in your head about it.
Yeah, and that's like a lot of shit, like and like. I mean, it's weird because if I'm like really drunk and like high or whatever, I'm like bragging about this sort of thing.
So what stops you?
I mean, being lazy is part of it, like just getting off. And then like other times, like I'm like, I'll sit there and I'll plan something, like like some phrasing about how planning will only ever take you so far, but at some point you just gotta jump in, and like that's the thing. Like I always sit there and like kind of like, oh well, I'm playing it out, or like use that as an excuse. Like I'm planning, I'm working on, I'm in the plan, and like I'll get a little.
Yep.
I'm like but with me, it's like I'm a big momentum guy. So like if I stop when I start like a project or whatever, I hit this wall where I'm like, I want to jump back into it.
Yeah.
So like, and then like there's times where like I just like sit down, I'll bust something, I'm like, no, we're fucking doing it, and like you just gotta drag out the canvas or the notebook or whatever, and actually just fucking put a pen in your hand sometimes,
Yeah.
and like even just doing that, you'll at least start having thoughts and writing them down.
How do you get yourself out of that self-doubt?
But like I always got something going on. Like I've been cooking a lot because like cooking's a weird like immediate like reward. Like
Oh, I
like,
know. I totally know.
but I always have like at least some medium that like I want to use or like experiment with. So like that helps out a lot. Like another thing like that helps me like at least I would say is like just like all my friends and stuff. Like I always got you got people pushing you, and so you got like one thing I learned back when I did sales was if you got like people that like actual friends, not like just people that hang around, but like people you can actually talk to and lean on and shit. You like kind of tell them what you're trying to do. Like they will help hold you. Okay, like so, how's your fucking dieting going? You fat
Right.
fuck. Well, it doesn't look like it's going well now, does it?
Yeah.
That's like they'll check your shit.
With what you know about me and what I'm trying to achieve in life, what advice do you have for me in terms of trying to get to a place of self-love?
You gotta sit down once in a while. And like it's cheesy as fuck. Like I'm not gonna lie, this sounds dumb as fuck.
No,
Like,
it sounds
but you gotta
amazing.
actually sit down and like really like think about what you're thankful for. Like kind of like how this started. I'm like, well, I don't really have a whole lot of like I don't fucking know. You made me think about it for a few minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm actually not that terrible. Like I'm not where I thought I'd be like when I was 18 and turning 30, but at least I'm not sucking dick for crack under the bridge. I'm doing pretty good for myself. I kind of like to hover just above rock bottom. Like I never thought I'd be a bartender or bar manager or whatever the fuck. I never thought I'd be doing podcasts.
Ryan Prosciutto, you have created this thing which is ridiculous and amazing at the same time.
The Church
Please
of the
tell me about the Church of Holy Boozies. What is it called?
the Church of the Holy Spirits, where
Spirit.
we enlightenment through drinking and
Yeah.
weed, and like it started off as like a drinking thing, but it's more of like an altering your state of consciousness for enlightenment kind of like not to advocate anything besides drinking, or weed if that's legal in your area. I was sitting there one day and like I was like, in the holy days, all they drank was wine. Never heard them drink water. Like fucking Jesus turned water into wine to give people something to drink. He's like, here's the fucking foundation of life. It's wine. Like water, the essence of life. No, fuck that. Wine's the essence of life. Like, he was turning it into people as a miracle because they want to drink fucking water. So like clearly booze is more important. And like why stop there? Like why can't Jesus turn it into scotch? Like if I want scotch, like why does it have to be wine when I do communion?
I fucking love this.
So that's the Church of the Holy. Like it's all a bunch of people, and like I've had I do a lot of like thinking about deep subjects when I'm alone, and I like religion's one of them, or spirituality or whatever, and I do a lot of my best thinking when I'm on that subject when I've been drinking or smoking weed or both, And yeah, so we have a Facebook page. Look us up, Church of the Holy Spirits.
Church of the Holy Spirits. I'll put a whole thing on it.
We have an explanation of what we're about on there. We do church meetups like once in a while. Like right now it's hard with COVID. We can't go to bars or churches. At some point in time, we would like to have a worship center.
Ryan, are you guys getting federal money for this?
Not yet. We're working on.
You're working on it.
Recognized.
Ryan, my last question for you, sir, is tell me the best thing that came out of 2020 for you.
I have some new amazing friends. That
because of 2020?
Like people like I see like you and me, like we've been friends, but like most of the time when we'd see each other, like I'd be working, you'd be working, whatever, and now we work together at a completely different place that I'd never even I hung out there like maybe once a week to do comedy. Yeah. I was never there. Now I work there because my normal place is shut down. And like we're coworkers, so we get to have fun, and then we get off and we have drinks together, and then we decided to get drunk and sloppy and do a podcast. I spent a lot of time like just hanging out bars, like in my free time, like fuck it, I want to go out, just for the social thing. And not being able to do that and see those people has opened it up for like a whole other group of people that like I normally didn't kick it with, but now things are different.
Yep. Right, prosciutto. I'm so happy that we're friends. I'm so happy that I met you, and I'm happy that you're in my life. So we're going to end it on that. I love you, buddy.
I love you too, Alison.
How you radiate sunlight.